but it was my first like mystical experience that was like a life-changing thing that totally changed my perspective on life and the universe and whether or not there's any kind of divinity and
Hmm.
things like that.
How would you describe what a mystical experience is to someone who has never had a mystical experience?
Yeah, that's a really hard thing because it's like famously one of the hardest things ever to describe, like
Yeah.
people call it unenglishable. And
Hmm.
trying to describe it is like trying to F the ineffable. And
Yeah.
so like but it's a great challenge. So to actually answer your question, I would say it's kind of like the dissolving of the boundary, but like normally you feel like you are a unit and there's this outside world,
Yeah.
and that mystical experience is just you dissolving into that bigger picture. But it's hard to explain unless you experience it, that your awareness actually spreads to the size of the cosmos, or
Yeah.
like something like that, and
Yeah.
there's no preparing yourself for like experiencing anything like that. So that's what it was to me, is like merging into the infinite and the grand, the immensity of like space. And like I also felt like I was part of this extremely huge timeline, like I felt evolution going back millions and millions of years, and like realizing that you're connected to nature and like all this happening at once. And then for me, another big part of the mystical experience while this was all happening, these things I'm describing, was the experience of like a kundalini awakening. And
Hmm.
I had never experienced anything like that, up until that point. So just the fact that this would happen to me, and I wasn't like hoping, it wasn't like a placebo thing where I was like, I want to have a kundalini and like have a mystical experience. Like, no, it just happened. And I was just this clueless kid, basically.
Yeah.
So, and then when you read about other people's experiences, it seems like there's a lot of unique things that happen in individual mystical experiences, but there are a lot of common threads and stuff. So, to me, that kind of verifies that there's something true to this. And yeah, we could keep going deeper and deeper into that. But to me, that's kind of what mystical experience means.
Hmm. That was a really good description, man. Uh, yeah. It goes like you said. It's you can't really describe it, but if you know, you know. Like I can kind of I get your gist. I get other
Mm-hmm.
people's gist that also explain it, but yeah, it
Mm-hmm.
truly doesn't. There's no way that words can grasp your awareness melting into the infinite.